isn't it? So yesterday we learned what is a charge, which is a formal accusation against the accused. Then the contents of a charge, section 211, particulars of a charge, time and place to be mentioned, 212. Then section 213, manner in committing charges with illustration, 214 and 5. When charge take place under the eyes of law, which offense is punishable, then effect and error. Then court may alteration of charges under 216, and when after alteration witnesses can be recalled pursuant to section 311 CrPC, and also of the appellate court in the matter alteration. So today the topic will be starting here. Today we'll complete the chapter relating to charges, which is a very, very important chapter relating to the commencement of a trial. Without the framing of a charges, a trial cannot take place. Like without framing of the issues under the Code of Civil Procedure, a trial will not take place. So this is a one step. This is a step in furtherance of the commencement of the trial. Now, please open section 218 now. We'll complete the chapter today. Joinder of charges, like clubbing of the charges, framing, joinder of the issues. Why the charges are joined together? Because a person may have committed several offenses, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The law tells that here, with to avoid hardship and prejudice to the accused person, a criminal trial charges should be separately tried and he should be separately heard. But that will consume a lot of time. If a person is charged with a 5, 6, 7, 8 offense, some are triable by the magistrate, some are triable by the court of session. Confusion will arise. He will have to be sent back to magistrate, and he will have to be brought back to the court of session, or he will have to be brought back to the special court. So with a view to avoid this contingency and multiplicity of proceeding, section 218, 219, 220, they give an illustration under what circumstances. 218 proviso also tells you when the charges can be clubbed together. Because you know that under the Code of Civil Procedure, you may be having distinct relief, a suit for declaration, a suit for possession, suit for permanent injunction. You cannot file separate suit for each relief. Under the provisions of the CPC, you learn under order to frame of a suit, one suit must be filed, you must seek all the relief in one suit. So the court will frame all the issues together and try the suit. So similarly here, but the framing of a charge chapter is more beneficial to the accused person, because ultimately he should not suffer any prejudice. If he makes the application, I am likely to suffer irreparable loss, injury, and prejudice of nature by trying unanimously or jointly together with everybody, and not distinctly, the court may consider. Now let us see in what circumstances there can be a separate charges, and in cases where the charges can be clubbed together. Then you will also be learning when is the joint trial take place. Confession of persons who are joined together, when one person makes a confession against the other, when tried jointly, the confession affects him and also affects the other, that confession is valid. But if he makes a confession in respect of himself and affecting other, when he is charged differently, not in the same trial, that confession is not binding. That I'll give you illustration quoting from the Evidence Act. So from this provision relating to framing of a charge, you will learn the foundation of a trial, criminal trial, you will come to know the gist, exactly what is sought to be placed before the court, and the accusation which the accused is likely to meet, uh, and ultimately, and you will learn half the Indian Penal Code relating to sections which are connected to each other, like misappropriation, breach of trust, theft, and cheating, and concealment, various proceedings. You will learn it here in the matter here. Uh, Half the Indian Penal Code, I'll point out to you from reading the section and illustration. They are given you various illustration quoting sections of the Indian Penal Code. Without Indian Penal Code, CrPC will not survive, because CrPC, a procedural law, tells you how you put the substantive law into motion. So in a nutshell, the judicial magistrate first class, judicial magistrate second class, and the session judges, they frame charges once upon the completion of the police report under 173, and the police the after completion of the 173 report having been furnished to the accused, which is mandatory under section 207. Then the magistrate decides whether the charges under in the FIR or and the charge sheet are triable by the court of sessions, or whether they are triable by the magistrate. Now, if they are triable by the court of sessions, I told you under the provisions of section 209, they will be committal proceedings. I pointed out to you that, yeah, under section 209 and 323 CrPC, from where cases where inquiry was held by magistrate, the learned magistrate does not frame charges. So he will not be discharged, he will not be framing charges on behalf of the learned session judge. So he will transfer the matter. That proceedings are known as committal proceedings, which you can peruse section 209 and come to know. So once they are committed, the court of session under its trial, the trial before a court of session, which commences from the provisions of section 225 onwards, 225, the charges are framed under section 228 by the court of session. Then before the learned magistrate, the charges are framed in a warrant case instituted on a police report starting from section 238, where the charges are framed under section 240. Okay, please note that this is the charge. Then in cases which are otherwise than on a police report, is also the magistrate charges, frame charges here in the matter, but there are no formal charges are triable or framed in the summons cases, that is starting from section 251 to 260 and 259, and there are no formal charges are necessary in also summary trial. So in three types of trials, one is before the court of sessions, the session judge frame charges under section 228, and the learned magistrate in a warrant cases frame charges under the provisions of section 240. Please note that barring these two sections and the section relating to instituted in a police report where the charges are framed, in summons cases and in summary cases, formal charge is not necessary. So the charges chapter is separately dealt here, starting from section 211 on, that is chapter 17. So very formal accusation, where I mentioned to you that the expression charge is not happily described in section 2b, which only 2b says that here includes charges containing more head than in one. More head than one mean one charge upon the other, formulation of charges, amalgamation of charges. So charge is an accusation against the accused, which we learn. So today's topic, we already dealt with section 211 to 217. I won't be repeating again. Now today, the joinder of the charges, I'll explain to you what charges can be joined together, clubbed together, what charges cannot be clubbed together, why the object behind, that is a multiplicity of proceeding to be avoided, and also prejudice to the accused should be avoided. Now please open section 218. Then I will give you illustration from the IPC, and quoting the, and also giving you the illustration as to how the charge is framed. Now open. Separate charge for distinct offenses. So it is the legislature has enjoined upon the court of law to frame distinct charges, separate charges for distinct offenses. I mean, the offense may be murder, section 300 है इसके अंदर. Then उसके अलावा उसके अंदर cruelty 498 ये, no, burning in house, or they may be charges under section 409, attempt to suicide, isn't it? Then उसके साथ में dowry demand, section section 304 B of the Indian Penal Code. So separate charges because the punishment is varying here. So these are the two examples I'm giving you. So when the charges are separate, causing death is one separate charge under 300, or causing attempting to commit suicide or abetment of suicide is an offense under section 309 Indian Penal Code. And dowry demanding, pressurizing the woman, causing cruelty, mental torture by demanding, which is an offense under section 498A, and also under section 3 of the Dowry Prohibition Act, and which resulted in a death, is section 304B. So यहाँ पे 3-4 section लगे. So the law said that distinct offenses हैं, a separate charge. Let us see. For every distinct offense of which any person is accused, there shall be a separate charge, and every such charge shall be tried separately. That is the first requirement of law, which says that here the charges for each charge, for an attempt to murder, a separate charge, causing cruelty, separate charge, dowry demand is a separate charge. Prohibition of dowry demand is section 3 के अंदर offense है. Attempt to abetment of a suicide is an offense under section 309 IPC, is a separate offense. And causing cruelty which resulting in death ultimately is section 304B of the Indian Penal Code. So 3 charges separately karo or try karo. Now let us see the proviso. Provided, proviso is always a part and parcel of section which you have learned or may be learning in your interpretation of statute. It should be read in conjunction with the main section in order to attain a harmonious interpretation, and it cannot be read in isolation. It must be read in conjunction to derive at a harmonious conclusion. Now let us see. Provided that where the accused person by an application in writing so desires, and the magistrate is of the opinion that such person is not likely to be prejudiced thereby, the magistrate may try together all any number of the charges framed against such person. So here the offense may be here, for example, a breach of trust under section 406. Then a criminal misappropriation of a amount, section 403, which is punishable for 2 years. Then falsification of account section 477A is an offense separate amount. So the accused person may make an application here. So this all may be tried together. Means suo motu application is being made by the accused person. If he is making application, the magistrate can try it. Then nothing in the subsection shall affect the operation of the provisions of section 219, 220, 221, 223. Now this section 21 is controlled by section 219, 220, 220. That means they will have they will supersede the section 219. 218 कहता है कि separately try कीजिए separate offenses को and separate trial चलाइए. And in the event the only accused is suo moto making application, they may be tried together, but the court cannot force upon him. But the provisions of section 219, 220, 21, 23, they make a departure. They have a overriding effect. You must have learned the provision called notwithstanding anything contained elsewhere in this act. पढ़े ना आपने? That means irrespective of what is mentioned anywhere. That is called क्या बोलते हैं इसको? That provision is called notwithstanding anything contained. Anybody knows the interpretation of statute में क्या कहते हैं इसको? Anybody knows? The expression notwithstanding anything contained elsewhere in this act. It's a overriding provision. There is also one more legislative term which is used here. It is known as what it is?
Clause.
Pardon? Non-obstanted clause. It is called non-obstanted clause. It is a overriding effect. So you see, whenever the provisions of having jurisdiction of the court, like section 7 of the Family Court Act, start with section 91 of the Societies Act, section 28 of the Bombay Rent Act, various section contained with this non-obstanted clause here. So here, nothing in this affect the operation. That means the provisions of 219, 220, 221, 223, which we will read, they will have a overriding effect. So they will minimize the effect of section 2118. The court will give importance to the section whatever. Now let us see that here. Now the illustration. A is accused of theft on the occasion and causing grievous hurt on another occasion. So theft is a provision under section 379 IPC, which is punishable for a 3 years term, isn't it? When you open 379, 378 is theft. The committing provision is 379, punishable for a 3 years term. See, A is accused of theft on one occasion and causing grievous hurt on another occasion. Chori bhi kiya usne, and grievous hurt is 327, if I am not mistaken, isn't it? Is a punishable for 7 years, isn't it? 300 voluntarily causing grievous hurt, voluntarily causing hurt, or grievous hurt is which is the right section? 325, voluntarily causing grief, 225. 7 years punishment. Section 325 is the grievous hurt. Theft causing grievous hurt. So यहाँ के अंदर A is accused of theft on one occasion causing grievous hurt. Another occasion, A must be separately charged and separately tried for theft and causing grievous. So there are two different distinct offences. One is punishable for 7 years. Another is punishable for how many years? 3 years. 3 years and 7 years. Of course, 3 plus 7 कितने 10 साल हो गए. When you're a defense lawyer, your client is given 10 years punishment. क्या करेंगे आप? Anybody knows? What will you do? You will request the court. Suppose the judge has awarded punishment for 2 years for causing grievous hurt. Another he has charged 2 years for theft. 4 साल हो गए. 2 साल. And you can make a request to the court that both these sentences may run concurrently. क्या करेंगे? Have you heard of this word concurrently? Anybody heard this? No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please open this. You will find the expression concurrently. कहाँ पे मालूम पड़ेगा आपको? IPC खोल लीजिए आप, Indian Penal Code, section 77, I think it is. 71, 70, खोलो खोलो बोल देता हूँ. This, you know, this is a very important provision. Yeah, 71, limit of punishment offenses made several offenses. Where anything which is often made up of force, which is a part itself an offense, offender shall not be punished with the punishment of more than one, so and so provided. Now, this section 71, you read along with the provisions in section 31 CrPC. 31 खोलिए जरा. You will use the word concurrently use किया गया. Section 31 खोल लीजिए CrPC. When a person is convicted, open. When a person is convicted at one trial, two or more offenses, like here, the court may, subject to the provisions of section 71, अब जो पढ़े हमने, of the Indian Penal Code, sentence him for the offenses of the several punishment prescribed thereon. Such court is competent to inflict such punishment when consisting of the imprisonment commencement of one and the expiration of the other in the order as the court may direct, unless the court directs that the punishment shall run concurrently. Underline the word. So, अगर 2 साल punishment court ने दिया आपको for breach of trust, for the provisions of which we read it right now under section 218 for the 2 offenses, that is one for the offense of causing grievous hurt, say maybe 3 साल दिया गया, and theft के लिए 1 साल दिया गया, तो 4 साल हो गया इसके अंदर. So when you make a joint request to the court, you should always be alert here. The sentences may run concurrently. Otherwise, multiply हो जाएगा. Your client will go to jail for longer term. Please remember section 31 and the provisions of also section 71 of the Indian Penal Code. There are many more sections which we'll learn it here. Next. So here, under section 218, in the illustration speaks of here, when a person is charged for 2 offenses here, distinct offenses, separate charges must be framed. Here the offenses, one is theft 379, which is punishable for 3 years, and causing grievous hurt 354, that is punishable for 7 years. So they must be tried. Of course, both are triable by a magistrate here. It is not that one is triable by the court of session, because magistrate is entitled to try offenses up to 7 years, isn't it, under the scheme here. So this will fit in section 218. Now let us see the departure where is made. 219, 220 are very important section from the examination point of view. This entire chapter is very important. You will receive a lot of questions. Please remember this. 219 पे आ जाइए. 3 offenses of the same kind within a year may be charged together. So this is a departure from section 218, which say that they should be separate charges. यहाँ पे if the 3 offenses are charged together within 1 year, they can be clubbed together. Number 1. When a person is accused of more offenses than one of the same kind, underline the word, committed within the space of 12 months, from the first to the last of such offenses, whether in respect of the same person or not, he may be charged with and tried at one trial for any number of them not exceeding 3. So the illustrations will see given here. If within 1 year, in the year 2018 or 19, if the accused has committed the offense of, for example, cheating, misappropriation, and breach of trust, all these 3 can be clubbed together. Illustration देखेंगे इसके अंदर. Provided all the offenses are committed together. It is immaterial whether A has committed offense against B, C, or D. It is not necessary that here parties must be same. No. A may have committed breach of trust of B. A must have committed misappropriation of C. A must have cheated D. Three different persons may be different from the first year. The same persons are not. But the condition precedent is that here, these offenses of the same type, what is the same type are explained, I'll come to you. Within 1 year, 12 months time, then the charges can be clubbed together, provided that court has jurisdiction to try the same. So that you learned it. So don't deviate the word. Don't forget the fact that here the jurisdiction, suppose the offense is tried in Calcutta, Madras and Bombay, that you may not be able to bring it here. So whether the offense which is committed within the jurisdiction, that is a chapter 13 section 177 se lekar section 189, you must remember. Jurisdiction of criminal court in inquiry and trial. That is there. Yeah. Now, subsection 2 check karo aap. Offenses are of the same kind. So, the first 219 says 3 offenses can be clubbed together provided of they are same kind and provided they are committed within 12 months here. Now, subsection 2 define offenses of the same kind when they are punishable with the same amount of punishment under the same section of the Indian Penal Code or any other special law or local law. So, it may be an offense under the Indian Penal Code, or maybe an offense under the Dowry Prohibition Act, or maybe offense under the Domestic Violence Act. Different provisions are there. There are special provisions. जरूरी नहीं कि इसके अंदर only IPC चाहिए. IPC or non-IPC section can be clubbed together provided the punishment is accorded summum. That is 1 year where the punishment with the same amount punishment. Where the punishment is 2 years, 3 years साथ में रहेगा उसके अंदर. Wherever the offenses of a similar punishment in different enactment, they can be clubbed together and tried together. Okay, that is 1 year. Number 2, see the proviso. Provided that for the offenses of this section, for the purposes of this section, an offense punishable under section 379. 379 is a theft, shall be deemed to be an offense of the same kind, punishable under section 380. Now open section 379 and 380, you will come to know. Yeah. 379 punishment for theft is 3 years, and theft and punishment, theft in a dwelling house is 7 years, which may extend to 3 years. Though the punishment is varying here, but the legislature is putting them in the same category. The subsection 2, the first proviso, that speaks of where the punishment are similar. Maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, in maybe IPC, maybe in Domestic Violence Act, maybe in the provisions of Dowry Prohibition Act, or whichever enactment you take it up. Now the second proviso is giving 379 cases and 380 cases are also same, though the punishment varies. 379 is punishable, punishment may extend to 3 years, that is maximum. Under 380, where the theft take place dwelling out, it may extend to 7 years. It may extend, it is triable before a court of magistrate. Then and the offense punishable under any other section of the code or any of the special or local law shall be deemed to be offense of the same kind as an attempt to commit the offense, which such an attempt is an offense. Now, attempt to commit an offense is also mentioned under the Indian Penal Code, section 511. check करो आप. IPC पढ़े फर्स्ट ईयर में आपको when attempt is made, when attempt has failed. 511 पढ़िए, 511 is a very important section. Punishment for attempting to commit offence is punishable with imprisonment for life or other imprisonment. Whoever attempts to commit the offence punishable within the court for life or imprisonment to cause such offence committed, and such attempt does any act toward the commission of the act shall, whether no express provision is made by any court or punishment of such attempt be made, imprisonment of the description provided for the offence for a term which may extend to 1/2 of the imprisonment for life, or the case may be 1/2 of the longest term of the imprisonment provided, or the offence or with such fine. So an offence is committed, attempted offence with a attempted offence to commit the cheating. You have been induced. That is the maximum punishment is 7 years. So for an offence attempting to commit the offence 511, half the punishment can be given to you. That is the meaning here. Please remember, section 511 is a very important section. This is there in the IPC, and elsewhere other provision, Companies Act के अंदर provisions हैं where the director misappropriates amounts, where the company officers withholding company property, where and Securitization Act के अंदर provisions हैं, isn't it? There are various courts. There are several, each and every even civil enactment contains criminal provisions. So there may be analogous provision. When there are no analogous provision, section 511 will come into play where attempt to take place here. Yeah. Yeah. Then proviso shall be deemed to be enough in 3 and 8. Provided for the purpose of section, an offence punishable under section. Yeah, ये हो गया. This you understood ना? 219 समझ में आ गया आपको? 2118 के अंदर you must charge separately. 219 makes a departure. Within 1 year's time, 3 charges can be clubbed together. Then illustration given here is, it is a 379 and 380, which is theft, can be clubbed together by the same court and tried. That means the legislature is taking a departure, giving a discretion to the court with a view to avoid multiplicity of proceeding. Now section 219 comes into play because why the court of judicial magistrate or a court of session trying a case is given power to club together charges, because the time of the court is saved, the money is saved, there is no multiplicity of proceeding. Why separate 3-4 charges between the same person for different offences? Try it. Like under the Code of Civil Procedure, the law tells you that here all the reliefs in the suit must be clubbed together. So when you are filing a suit for eviction against a trespasser, you cannot file a separate suit for compensation, separate suit for injunction, and separate relief for possession. All are clubbed together in one, isn't it? So इसीलिए यहाँ पे भी section 219 के अंदर, when the offences are committed within accused person committed 3 offences. Number 1, cheating and misappropriation. Suppose he cheats his own brother, brother A, from the father's property, and sisteron का हंसा भी खा गया, cheating his sisters, not giving their share. He may be a trustee in acting in a fiduciary capacity. Then he has attempted to he has assaulted his other brother when demanded share. So this is an offence which is punishable under 325. So all this can be clubbed together. Mean against 2 brothers and 1 sister in the family, such offence has taken place, and the court can club together. There need not be separate trial here in the matter here. Okay. 219 is clear. Anybody wants any question in 218 and 219 before I go to 220? Only you have to remember that here, within the same year, 3 charges are clubbed together under 219. 218 के अंदर the charges must be separate charges for distinct offence. But only at the request of the accused, court is entitled to proceed and separate the charges. Otherwise, he will be tried separately for both the offences, where the illustration given here is the theft under section 379 and grievous hurt 325. सपोज चोरी भी किया, चोरी करने के बाद ओनर को पकड़ के मारा उसने, चोर ने. He committed, he robbed from his bank locker money, from his house he removed money. When he tried to attempt stop him, he gave him one bang and revolver से मारा उसको, attempt to commit suicide भी हो गया. So that is a separate charge. Yeah. 220 में आ जाइए. Trial for more than one offense. If in one series of acts so connected together as to form the same transaction, more offences than one are committed by the same person, he may be charged with and tried at one trial for every such offence. Now here is the case where the gentleman commits a series of offences in the same transaction. Series of transaction mean, for example, कॉन्स्पिरेसी भी करता है, कॉन्स्पिरेसी के साथ में चीटिंग भी होता है, चीटिंग के साथ में मिसअप्रोप्रिएशन, फोर्जरी भी होती है. Isn't it? Many things are happening in together. Then in such a scenario, let us see what happened. When a person is charged with one more than offense, breach of trust, dishonor, या चुका है. This we have covered. Sorry. Yes. If on the series of the acts who connected so and so, then other committed, he may be tried on one trial for every such offense. So there is one trial only where the committed, where a person has committed in one series. I told you here, he has assaulted one brother and he has robbed one sister and another brother committed. So this offense committed, this will come under 221 here. Subclause 2 check karo. When a person charged with one more offences of criminal breach of trust, that is criminal breach of trust is section 406 or 409, or dishonest misappropriation, that is section 403, provided in subsection 2 of 212. 212 के अंदर ये लिखा गया था, हम लोग भी पढ़े थे, isn't it? Particulars of a charges when particulars need not be given. Will not be given. 212 or subsection 219 is accused of committing for the purpose of facilitating or concealing the commission of that offense or the offences, one or more such, or of falsification of account. Falsification is 477A, punishable for 7 years. He may be charged with and tried at one trial for such offences. So 403, 477A and 406. Now open 403 please. IPC खोल लीजिए. Yeah, 403, dishonest misappropriation of property. Whoever dishonestly misappropriate, converting to his own use movable property shall be punished with imprisonment for description, term which may extend to 2 years. So, you went to pilgrimage, you requested your friend to keep 1 lakh rupee and give it to him in return. Your best friend. So, on return, you find that he has misappropriated, used the money for the daughter's wedding. Isn't it? So he has converted the money, he is unable to pay. This is an offense punishing for 403 में आ गया. Then the second offense is committing provided section. Dishonest misappropriation आ गया. Then breach of trust. See, or a breach of trust is 406 में आ जाएगा. So 405 is a definition and 406 is a punishment for breach of trust, which is punishable for 3 years' time. So you entrust somebody your property, maybe a trustee in a fiduciary capacity. Your shares, you had given the share certificate to your trustee secretary for changing the name. Instead of putting your name, he put somebody XYZ's name. So there's a misappropriation, or he lost it. So any entrustment which has been given in trust, you gave it to him, entrusted to him. So it is punishable for under 406. Then it comes to falsification of account. See section 477A पे आ जाइए. So whoever being a clerk. So I will take it here, 403, your employee. Your employee has misappropriated the amount, and your employee or manager has committed breach of trust. Here, falsification of account, your clerk or your employee or employer has made a fraudulent entries in the books of account. Huh? So when he has falsified the accounts, punishable for 7 years. So all these offenses are similar in nature. Huh? Maybe your own trustee or your own partner, for example, your business partner, you both of you are having a right to sign the check. 50-50% partnership, you have profit and loss account. Your partner, instead of putting the check in the partnership account, he opens a separate account, he siphons the amount. So he is converting it for his own use. 50% share he is not giving it to you. There is a criminal misappropriation, a breach of trust. And he has made the entries, bogus entries in the account book. This amount is earned by him with his own amount, maybe his son's account, and not the partnership account. So there is a falsification. So in such a scenario, 220 subclause 2 say that here he can be tried for all the offenses together. Understood this? समझ में आया? Purely take example of your partner, a business partner, which is the finest example. Because the business partner commits the offense of criminal misappropriation, 403. He commits breach of trust, 406, 409. And he also commits falsification of account. That is 477 here. So when such offenses are committed, though the punishment varies, but they are charges of a similar type. समझे ना? Maybe your accountant or 2-3 employees acting in collusion with each other. When there are more employees, when there are 2 persons joined together, and you are required to join along with the section 34 of the Indian Penal Code, which reads as under. Read section 34 पढ़िए आप. That is common intention. Section 34 खोल लीजिए. See, act done by several persons in furtherance of a common intention. When a criminal act is done by several persons in furtherance of common intention, or each such person is liable in the same manner as it one. So if there are 2-3 partners who have cheated you, and they can be brought together. If some persons have played a lesser role, for example, one partner has done abetment, instigate किया दूसरे partner को करने के लिए, to deprive you, then the charges will be for abetment will be under the provisions of section 117, abetment of commission of offence by public or more than one person. That is 117 में आ जाएगा आपको. 117 लेके आएंगे आप. The person abetment करेगा उसको same charge आएगा. When there is a abetment, when there is a common intention, when there are more than 2 persons, then there is also conspiracy is hatched against you. When a conspiracy is hatched against you, against your client, section 120B लग जाएगा आपको. Isn't it? 120B, a criminal conspiracy, punishment for conspiracy is upon. So these are the offenses which can be tried together in such matter when persons are joined together. Yes. Come to item number 3. If the acts alleged constitute an offense falling within 2 or more separate definition of any law in force for the time being in which, which offenses are defined and punished. The person accused of them may be charged with and trial for each offenses. So here there may be an offense under the Indian Penal Code. There may be an offense under the Indian Partnership Act. There may be an offense under the Companies Act. There may be an offense under the other provisions of the law. Huh? He has committed other offenses in any other provisions of law. Maybe an offense under the Securitization Act. Huh? Banking fraud bhi ho uske andar. Under the there are various penal enactment, isn't it? Then he can be charged in the same manner. Then 4 check kare yahan pe. If several acts of which one more than one would by itself themselves constitute an offense, when combined a different offense, the person accused of them may be charged and tried at one trial for the offenses constituted such act with combined or any of them constituted any of them more such act. So यहाँ पे illustration दिया है, check करेंगे अंदर. यहाँ पे maybe different offenses, maybe they need not be of same type. They may be different offenses, different person, distinct offenses. Maybe an offense of cheating here, maybe offense of robbery. Of course, when there are offense of robbery and cheating rahega, to the court of session will try the charges. Magistrate will not try it because they will go along with the session triable case. Then security, the charges which are triable in the security scams, isn't it? So they will go before a special judge. You know that here. Banking frauds, they are the High Court judge is a special judge for the purposes of such banking fraud, like Harshad Mehta's case, which was tried by the Bombay High Court, isn't it? Offenses under the provisions of such serious offenses, where economic offenses are tried, certain High Court judges are named as special judges. Normally, in Antule's trial, Antule versus A.R. Naik's case, the earlier Justice D.A. Mehta was named as a special judge, but the Supreme Court struck down. Then a special judge was appointed. The trial took place here. So the special trial, where the different trial may be under the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, offences under the Indian Penal Code, then the Prevention of Corruption Act, where you require to take sanction of the authorities. So all these charges may be against a person may be clubbed together, because this is with a view to avoid multiplicity of proceeding. There is no need to have a separate trial. So the provisions of section 220 will override section 218, which says that there must be a separate charge and a distinct. Will go away. Okay. Now see that nothing contained, subsection 5, nothing contained in this section shall affect section 71 of the Indian Penal Code. So abhi humne section 71 padhe, limit of solitary confinement. Section 71 check karo aap. Section 71 of the Indian Penal Code deal with solitary confinement. If I am not mistaken, of course you also remember first year ka aapka section 71, limit of the punishment offense made by several offenses. Where anything which is an offense punishable up to part, any part thereof is an offense, the offender shall not be punished with the punishment of more than one such offense unless it be expressly provided. Suppose if the punishment for the offense of criminal breach of trust is 10 years and misappropriation is 3 years and cheating is 7 years. If he is convicted for all the offenses, the law says that you should not award him the highest punishment. Oh, life imprisonment nahi dene ka. Maybe the court may reduce it, and minimum punishment, if you want to give it, unless the court expresses it. So you as a defense lawyer must tell the honorable court, my lord may not punish him for the offenses. So unless the court expressly says that here, I am convicting him separately for the offense of cheating, that is 7 years. I am convicting him for the offense of breach of trust by a servant, or like 10 years imprisonment. Then falsification of account for 7 years. All of them will run separately unless the court says that they should run concurrently under the provisions of section 31 read with section 71. So court has power to say that the offender is such a he's a habitual offender, and many times warnings have been given to him. He has committed breaches of several undertakings and the bonds which have been given to him. He does not deserve punishment and he has to go for it. So the court may say that record, he must undergo separately punishment. Unless recorded, there must be a concurrent punishment. Okay?
Sir, we can take a break.
हाँ, चलो यहाँ पे break ले लेंगे, then illustration पढ़ाता हूँ मैं. Oh, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes break. Okay? See you. Okay. We'll meet after 10 minutes.